So this morning, in the spirit of being innovative and sort of not subjecting you to death by 1,000 slides, we thought we might take a look at the strategies and tactics a little bit differently. So I need you to tune your minds. You don't need glasses for this one either, by the way. Just tune your minds. We're going to go to the innovation station this morning, right? It's a new and unique, innovative format where you get to see Jamie and Sylvia and Rick. They're going to be special guests on this show, right? And the show is our own version of MedImmune television. Welcome to MTV.
Welcome to MTV, the innovation station. And now, here's the host of MTV, Scott Bloom.
Wow, you've been to a TV show, you know to applaud, right? Let's just do that real quick again. Guys, just cue up. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Scott Bloom. Thank you very much. Thank you for applauding, even though you have no idea who I am. Thank you very much. Well, welcome to MTV, MedImmune Television, or as we like to call it, the Innovation Station. My name is Scott. Everyone say hi, Scott. Hi. Hey, audience, how you doing? Good, good. You look good. I'm going to be your host for today's program, and I hope everyone's revved up, ready to go, in a good mood, because we have a great show. As Paul mentioned, we got a tremendous lineup. This is our premiere episode. This is our first show. We're being broadcast via satellite to over 450 people. So it's very, very, very exciting. We got, let me tell you who's on the show. Jamie Harrell, a very young marketer that we're very impressed to have here on the show. Yeah. All the way from Kenya, we got Rick Modi on the show. So we got some overseas people, and we're thrilled to have her here. We've been trying to get her on the show for many, many times, even though this is the first episode. And we've got Sylvia Taylor and the Flu Misters on the show. And I want you to know that, folks, you guys are in good hands. I've hosted shows before. I've done some stuff on Comedy Central. I had my own show on VH1 for a little while. I have a comedy special that's coming out in September, but you know, who really cares, right? Big deal, right? Tuesday, September 22nd, 10 p.m. Check your local listings. So if you've ever been to a TV taping, you know the host usually comes out, warms up the audience before the guests come out. So I want to do that with you right now. I know it's early in the morning, but I think it's really important for the audience to really come together as a group. So we'll do a little bonding exercise. Do this for me. Turn to the person to your left. We'll do a little bonding and rub their tummy. All right. That's enough. HR is having a heart attack right now. Let's try something a little different. For some of you folks who felt that was a little intrusive, turn to the person you haven't yet insulted. Look them straight in the eye. When I tell you to, just casually go, yes! Okay, what you're doing is you're affirming their existence. You're saying, hey, I see you here. You're experiencing this show in the same space, time, and dimension. Find your person on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Ah, man! Feel the energy in the room? It is buoyant in here. Next thing I want to do is I want to find out a little bit about you folks and be honest with me. And remember, there's no I in honesty, okay? I don't know what that means. By show of applause, how many people are here? That's 90%. That's pretty good at this hour. By show of applause, how many people are here but just too lazy to applaud? Maybe they're tired. A couple of the executives, great. By show of hands, how many people here are afraid to express themselves? By show of barnyard animal sounds, how many people here have no self-respect or dignity? Nice Midwestern cows there. That was great. I was recently in New York, asked them to do barnyard animal sounds. They're like, yeah, moo. By a show of hoots and hollers, how do people think that MedImmune has the best sales force in the industry? See, that's the kind of energy we're looking for this show. You know, I do a lot of these type of these meetings, these events, and people always come up to me after a session and they'll say, Stan? My name's Scott. They're like, yeah, whatever. Steve, do you do any prep work for this? And I always like to do my homework to learn as much as I can about the company, about the industry, because I want to be able to talk your language. I want to be familiar with what you're talking about. So I learn all the buzzwords, the lingo, get the jargon down, the nomenclature, the vernacular, the scientific terms, the acronyms. And I got to really be honest with you. You guys love your acronyms. I mean, I've never seen a company use acronyms more than this company. I don't know if you know this, but you know that acronyms is actually an acronym? It stands for A, confusing rendition of novel yet meaningless symbols. Not meaningless to you guys because you live and die by it. You got your, learned about your VAMs and your GAMs and your RAMs and your NAMs. VAM, GAM, RAM, and NAM. It sounds like characters in a Dr. Seuss children's story. VAM, GAM, RAM, and NAM ran to the CDC as fast as they can. They laughed and joked and played all day while waiting for revealed. I screwed up the joke. Okay. Worked on that for literally 5 hours. It was going to look like laughed and joked and played all day while waiting for revealed to be approved by the FDA. That would have been. We'll just cut. This is, you know, it's being taped. We'll just cut that out. Then you guys use a lot of TLAs, a lot of three-letter acronyms. You know, you got, you know, FDA, MOA, NMA. You got BAA, BSS, BLT, BMT. You got BPD, RBD, BOD, KOL, ROI, LRI, PHI, CSI, CSI Miami, CSI New York. Just a matter of time before they come up with CSI Gaithersburg. Bow. Then you have your DTC, CDC, PHC, Run DMC, Notorious B.I.G., DMX, Eminem, Ice Cube, Ice-T, TLC, LL Cool J, J-Lo, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, T-Pain, P.W. Diddy. P.W. Diddy, that's Paul Williams' hip-hop name when he goes out clubbing. Yo, we got P.W. Diddy in the house. MedImmune represent. So gang signs you flash when you run into those GSK and Sanofi freaks. You got HCP, AAP, SPP, OPP, you know me. At HQ, you got your CEO, your CFO, your COO, your CIO, your EIEIO. You got WHO, GPO, PhD, MSD. You got R&D, RSV, VIS. You got SDN, ICU. You got IDCD, HR, PITA, GAPA. You got ABM, NSM, CNM, SNM. That's sales and marketing. You guys paying attention at all? So you're wondering, why did I spend all this time learning all this stuff? Well, the theme is breakthrough. I want to break through. I want to go to a new level myself, you know? Besides, I don't want to fly all the way from LAX to COS, be in front of you VIPs and look like an ASS. That's a stuttering simpleton. So once I found out this gig was a go, I knew I'd have to brush up on my MedImmune ABCs ASAP. And FYI, and this is no BS, these acronyms really tested my IQ. I mean, the process almost drove me to AA. See, I was relying a little bit too much on the J&B and not giving myself enough TLC. And then on top of that, my BP, my blood pressure, dropped below 60. Yeah, I know, it gave us all a scare. This is when they rushed me to the ICU of the ER. They gave me an EKG, hooked me up to an IV, and then pumped 20 cc's of good old-fashioned vitamin B2B. Of course, I did this all in the QT. I didn't want to worry the powers that be, but safe to say I was A-OK. I was ready for the MedImmune sales force any day. Go team! So we got, you guys, a great audience. We have a great show for you. Once again, let's give a hand for Mark and the MTV band. Okay, let's get things started. As I mentioned, we have a great lineup of guests here on the Innovation Station. Our first guest is going to talk about his vision for the future, as well as what innovation means for, from a customer-focused standpoint. So please welcome to the stage Vice President of Marketing, Jamie Harrell. Yours. I'm going to go over here. Afterwards, we'll have a couple of...
Fantastic. Thanks, Scott. So in closing, I'd just like to say, good luck.
Jamie Harrell. Great job, Jamie.
Thank you.
What a great guest to have out first. You really connect with the audience. I mean, I've seen a lot of presenters. You did a great job.
Oh, you're the best.
Yeah, no, I am the best. And I understand people are calling you Mary these days.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little uncomfortable.
All right. Well, you know, let's be honest, not too far from Jamie. So thank you for being on the show. Lots of enthusiasm, great thing. And I love the glasses. A lot of people don't know this. He has perfect 20/20 vision. He had LASIK 2 years ago. But no, who's going to listen to him with it? Take the glasses off. It's like, hey, let's go grab some beers over the frat. He puts the glasses on. Look, he's an intellectual, a marketer. You want to know what he has to say.
Nice.
Yeah. No. I'm seriously. You know, brought a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm here. You know, that's terrific.
Yeah. I get really pumped up. I tell you, you know, just talking about my family, you know, my team out there in the audience, actually everybody out there in the audience, you know, they fire me up. You know, I get excited. I start thinking about, you know, what we can accomplish in a season, and also when I start looking at the future for Medi, it psychs me up. And also about, you know, just protecting kids. That's a pretty fun job to have.
Well, you seem passionate about it. It seems like it's very real to you. So, are there any positions on your team? Any positions for maybe a comedian?
You know, Scott, I would love to have you come on board. I like you, but you know, the comedic relief position is currently being filled by someone on the team.
Really? By who?
Me.
Oh, really? You might want to revisit that. We'll watch the tape together later.
All right.
No, but I understand. Yeah, you have, you know, like Steve Martin had his arrow through the head, and Groucho had a cigar, and you have your cowbell, right? I need more cowbell. There we go. Yeah. So I understand that was an integral part of these meetings and who you are. So let me ask you another question. How soon will the team be moving into the therapeutic area?
Yeah, so that's a very great question.
Well, you know, I did my research. I got some questions.
You know, it's hard to say officially at this point. I mean, honestly, we could strike a business development deal by the end of this year. We're out there looking at a couple right now, which is really exciting when you're on those teams. But if we don't land a BD deal, it's really either going to be Medi 545 or the SICK inhibitor. That's going to be our next big innovation, moving us into rheumatology, which gets us really excited. And if you really look at that, that could probably come in the 2014, 2015 time period. I think what's critically important is in order for us to realize that future, we have to deliver on today with Synergist and with FluMist, and they're going to get us there. These are two great products with a ton of potential still left in them.
Well, you know, I think they're very lucky to have you in charge of all that. So let's give another round for applause for Jamie Harrell. Great, terrific job. So Jamie, I have to bring up our next guest in a moment. I know you told me to do some research. I've done a lot of research here on RSV and everything that Rick's going to talk about. But I'll be honest with you, it was a little over my head. You know, like I was listening to everything you said, and I was paying attention and everything. I was nodding where appropriate, and I applauded. So it looks like I know a lot. But I realized that, you know, in corporate America, if you know the corporate catchphrases, the latest phrases like, you know, at the end of the day, or, you know, where the rubber meets the road, you pretty much can talk about something pretty intelligently. So I got a list of all those phrases right here, and I'll need you to help me out in just a moment. These are just common phrases you hear all the time. You might even hear some of the presenters use it. And I'm going to give you sort of an overview about what Rick is going to talk about. So basically, Rick's going to come up in just a while and talk to you a little bit about RSV and Synergist. And, you know, I know your plates are full. You got a lot of stuff going on. But I got to tell you, this presentation is grounded in strategy, okay? It's got, first what he's going to do is come out and give you kind of like a 30,000-foot view, okay? And then what he's asking you to do is basically think outside the box, okay? Don't go the same way you go all the time. And bottom line, okay, this is going to be one of the best presentations Rick Modi has ever given. No pressure there. And this is not like it's Groundhog Day. I know back in May you might have seen Rick again, but you're seeing him again. Big deal, okay? Top line, give me a top line view, and then what he's going to do is tell you about some cutting edge tactics, some strategies that maybe you haven't seen before. He's going to go the extra mile, and he's going to ask you to go the extra mile too. So he's reaching out to you, okay? What can you do to help him while he's helping you? And I'm telling you, Jamie, you know it, I know it, this is a value add. Clearly, clearly. He's talking about synergy. It's synergy between you guys, what you have to say, and the reps out there. And so he's going to peel back the onion, okay? And then leverage what he says, take that out into the field. It's a win-win situation, definitely. It's a game changer, clearly a game changer. Then he's going to circle back. Where are you going? Where are you going, Rick? We don't know. Well, then he's going to drill down. He's drilling down. Where is he going? Put a pin in that for a second, okay? And then let's noodle on it. Let's feel. Okay, then he's going to take it to the next level. So he's already been down. He's circling about. He's all over the place. He's crazy, basically, okay? Then he's going to take it up a notch, okay? You're going, where can Rick go? Rick can go pretty high, okay? He's going to raise the bar, in fact, okay? So basically, that's what's going to happen. Rick, Jamie, sorry, I'm crazy. Bring it on home.
You know what? I got to tell you, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Booyah!
Good job, good job.
Thank you.
All right, so I'd like to bring up our next guest who will share his unique vision and perspective on RSV. Let's have a big MTV welcome for the Senior Director of RSV Global, Rick Modi. Get a hand for Rick Modi. Rick Modi. Did I tell you? Did I tell you he was going to take it up a notch? That's the Rick Modi I know. That's the Rick Modi when we hang out. Remember when we hung out? And see, now I see there's a theme. I guess everyone wears glasses here, but you know, Rick, take the glasses off again.
You sure about this?
Yeah, just take it off. See, he's still smart looking. He doesn't really need the glasses. So he actually is blind. I don't mean blind, but just his vision's not great.
Thank you.
No, it's all right, Rick. So that was exciting. I mean, the cards thing. I'm an ex-poker player, so I got very jazzed about the whole royal flush thing there. Even a royal flush, you're holding aces, you're holding spades. Rick, you gave some great information, some great resources. I do have a couple of questions, but I also understand we have a question from the audience. I think from Cami Hoffpower. Cami, are you out there? A quick question for Rick.
And I'm not wearing glasses, so.
Oh, good.
Rick, I'm Cami. I'm a BSS from the South, Hulk Hogan's region, if you're wondering. I think we'd all agree with the comments that you made. This past season was obviously very challenging, but I think it made us all refocus the referral process back to the patient. So in turn, Peter, Paul, and Mary made their goal. We'll get a big bonus check, and obviously the patients were protected. One question I do have, though, is regarding the ACIP and Synergist. Could you share some information on that?
Rick, I got this one. It's all going to come together. Rick, you have anything to add?
Yeah, I do. So Cami, good to see you. For those of you that don't know Cami, Cami's being very, very modest. Cami is a multiple-time CEO winner. She is one of our top RSV performers.
Wow.
So yeah, Cami, ACIP is looking at new guidelines. They are now focusing on Synergist. To be very candid, very straight up, any academic organization, when they evaluate guidelines, any government organization, when they evaluate guidelines, they could go one of three ways. They could expand, they could be neutral, they could restrict. To answer your question, I was personally there in Atlanta when the ACIP met in June, and the RSV work group stated it would take about 12 months for them to put recommendations on Synergist out there. What I am so proud of, here's a very good example, something so traditional as restrictive guidelines. And we've thought about them in a new and in a different way. Every other Thursday, there's a team in-house that meets, a cross-functional team, and one of the groups that sits on there is advocacy. I gotta tell you, I am so proud about the powerful work of advocacy. And if you look at this video, you'll see how strong the advocacy stance was in favor of these infants at ACIP.
Let's take a look.
With a virus that is as contagious and vicious as RSV, how can we exclude these babies from a life-saving prophylaxis treatment? If you are fortunate enough to have a healthy child, imagine that you are one of these parents, like me, that stands helplessly by your sick child's bedside, knowing that something exists that could have protected your child from the disease, and yet you couldn't get it for them.
When many of the clinicians in Florida understood the significant changes recommended by the 09 Red Book, over 500 of them spoke out through a petition stating in essence that they did not believe these changes were prudent.
Moreover, by marginalizing risk factors, the 2009 COID guidelines place the most socioeconomically disadvantaged at significant risk.
And this was just a sample of the advocates that were there. The NMA, which represents about 30,000 docs, about 150,000 nurses that are out there, they made a public statement at the ACIP in June as well that they are developing their own independent consensus paper on RSV prophylaxis as well.
All right, so that's great. It's kind of like what I said. And luckily, we had the right video clip for her question. That was perfect. I think it worked out great. So, Rick, you've given us a clear landscape of RSV. You've given us talked about the tools to accomplish your goals. But how are they going to, what about action? How are these folks going to blow out that forecast?
Sure. So, Scott, I was ready for this. I actually wrote down some things that I think would be good top 10 ways that the sales team can actually achieve their goals over here. So number 10 on this.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna stop. No, we got a big show here. You can't just whip it out and go number 10. We got to have some fanfare and everything. Here, let's do this right. Let's back this up a little bit. I'll need you guys over there, a little help there, Mark. Here it is. The category today is
the top 10 ways this team will break through and blow out this forecast.
There we go. Yeah. Now we're talking. Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, okay.
Tell you, Scott, this top 10 list was developed in conjunction with the field. How about we let them bring it up?
All right, great idea. Take it away, Rick. I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right, here we go. So number 10 on the list is Mark Hitz, Regional Business Director from the South.
MedImmune Blue and Johnny Walker Blue. Be dedicated to one and keep your RBD supplied with the other.
Great. That's great advice.
Nice going there, Lone Star State cowboy. Okay, let's keep moving here. Number 9, Pat Wiseman, Regional Account Manager in Arizona.
Educate the offices on the importance of submitting completed referrals to SPPs and payers.
Hi. Not as funny, but accurate.
Nicely put, Pat. Number 8, Lee Liberator, BSS in Florida.
Really focus on the entire spectrum of high-risk infants and the synergist PI, including those under 32 weeks.
Makes sense?
Thank you, Lee. Obviously, you have supporting the crowd out there as well. Number 7 is Nicole Pinkerton, BSS in Pennsylvania.
Educate physicians and coordinators, clinically and logistically, on the importance of full season dosing.
Good advice, Nicole. Thank you. Number 6 is Mike Miller, National Sales Director of Vaccines.
Spend 100% of your time on flu, please.
Hey, woo! That's not in my script either. What was that?
Scott, we gotta do some QC over here. How did the flu guru get in the RSV section? It must be his southern charm. All right, let's clarify this one. For the VAMs, absolutely 100% focus on flu. For CMMs and the managed markets team, it's about almost 100% of your time on RSV. And as all of the BSSs know, about 70% of your time and focus on RSV. Let's keep moving here. Number 5 is Tony Lachizo, in the BSS right here in Colorado.
Educate physicians and coordinators on tracking the referrals throughout the season all the way through April.
Good advice.
Thank you, Tony. Number 4, Chip Villarubia, Area Business Manager.
Prioritize accounts and physicians based on numbers of patients tracked and historical sales.
With a name like Villarubia, it's got to be good advice.
Thank you, Chip. Number 3 is from Jeff Davis in sales training.
Hold 2 RSV physician speaker programs in each BSS territory by the end of November.
Thank you, Jeff. Number 2, Amy Widows. Amy was a CMM. She's now promoted to a Kaiser account manager in California.
Refocus on clinical conversations with physicians.
Very helpful, Amy. Thank you, and congratulations to you as well. And the number 1 way this sales team will break through and blow out this forecast, our new sales aid featuring Baby Paul.
I love it. So much I want to say, but won't. That's a unique and innovative campaign there. I'm glad Paul agreed to it. That's got can't miss written all over it. Yeah, I mean, a terrific job.
Well, so that is our fearless leader on the cover page, and yes, we had some fun with it. But guys, in all seriousness, we do have a visual aid for you. It looks slightly different than the one you saw up there. You're gonna get a chance to practice on that and some other very cool RSV tools later this morning in the RSV workshops. I know you're gonna like it. At the end of it, you know this, it is about protecting these very vulnerable, very fragile infants out there. If we laser focus on that, the numbers will follow. Thank you very much.
Let's give another hand for Rick Modi. Good job, Rick. Good job. Okie dokie. So before we move on to our next guest, I just want to check in here with the audience, and you guys can do this too. You know, you guys live and die by numbers. We're hearing about a lot of numbers here and numbers to hit. So I want to try something with you folks and see if we're all on the same page. Everyone, do me a favor. Pick a number from 1 through 10. Don't tell me what it is, and you guys can do this as well. Okay. How many people pick 7? All right, I told you don't tell me what it is, so now you got to pick another number. All right, pick a new number. Okay, take that number and double it. Okay, I want you now to add the first digit of your area code from all different parts of the country. That add the first digit of your area code. We're going to all see if we can all end up with the same number. I want you now to subtract the first digit of your Social Security number. Okay, if your favorite color is blue, be honest. If your favorite color is blue, add 5. Any other color, subtract 5. Okay? Now add the number of siblings in your family. Only the biological ones, only the ones that really count. That's how we do it in our family. Okay, let's see if we all end up with the same number, okay? I want you now to add 2, subtract 1, multiply by 0, and add the number 13.4. How many people are thinking about 13.4 right now? Of course you're thinking about 13.4 because you know that's the flu miss goal, and that's a great segue into our next guest. Wow, how'd that happen? All right, so let's bring out someone who's going to talk about how to hit that goal. Please give a warm MTV welcome to Senior Director, Flu Miss Global, Sylvia Taylor.
And you know what? I think, look, being live is going to keep things innovative and engaging, but you know what else? I think being live is going to keep you sharp, right? Because we're going to have live cameras in your rooms 100% of the time. No, I'm only kidding. You're just going to have TVs in there, right? It's always good to be sharp, because I want you to be sharp, because you're minutes away from getting your taste of some blood and some sweat, and most importantly, some points, because the UBC is going to start right after we get done here. So Scott, tell them what they got coming at them.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I know you guys love competition, and we've got a really fun, innovative program lineup for the rest of today and tomorrow. So we're going to continue broadcasting live here from the MTV studios. We're going to change some things around, and you'll be able to tune us in on screen and on air in each of our individual training workshop rooms. Now, I've got a great lineup of guests from the training team, as well as from the brands, FluMist and RSV. Both those teams will be there. We'll be alternating between informative on-air segments and some really innovative and valuable in-room training activities to help you break through to new levels of success. And as Paul mentioned, this will be your first opportunity to earn points for your area in the Ultimate Breakthrough Challenge. Now, yeah, it's going to be fun. Please note this contest is sanctioned by the United Rules of Biotech Sales Training and Development and is governed by the Athletic Control Board of Gaithersburg, Maryland. There is to be no, I repeat, no biting, no eye gouging, no hair pulling, no head butting, fish hooking, or groin strikes. Really? Okay. Trash talking, name calling are officially discouraged. Technically, however, they are allowed. Here's how it works. You can compete by area for a winner-take-all top spot in each region. So there'll be 3 winning areas in all. The best part, all individuals in each winning area will win a grand prize. So that's cool. Teams are made up of your areas plus NAMs, RAMs, GAMs, and any other acronyms that you interact with. Okay? If you have any questions, check your badges to see which area you've been assigned to. And we've also included a list of all your teammates in your welcome packet. Now, don't worry. The scores will be adjusted to reflect the number of people in any given area, so every area will have the same chance of winning. Now, it won't matter how many of you or how many few people you have in a particular area, just how well you perform. So keep telling yourself, size doesn't matter. So how do you win points for your area? 3 different ways. First, by answering questions on the Q pods. You might be saying, hey, Scott, what the heck is a Q pod? Well, during breaks, as you travel through the hotel this week, you'll notice Q pod computer stations. You might have seen them already. Line up to answer multiple choice questions on the Q pods and win 1 point per correct answer for your area. The questions will be changed regularly to reflect the most recent content from your training workshop. Q pod results will count for 20% of the total scores. Also, during selected breaks this week, you'll see members of the sales and marketing team, as well as training and MSDs, walking around in white lab coats. No, they're not auditioning for the next season of Nip and Tuck. There are Dr. Qs. When you approach one of our Dr. Qs, you might be asked a multiple choice question, or you might be asked to demonstrate your ability to verbalize information in a brief role play. In each interaction with a Dr. Q, you can win up to 5 points for your area. Dr. Q results count for 50% of the total score. So you got 20 and 50. The third way you can earn points is through the 2 flip cam challenges that take place in the RSV workshops today. You'll hear more details later on during the broadcast, but this will be your chance to shoot and star in your own role play video. Now, the videos will be reviewed by 2 qualified judges who are not associated with your particular area. Based on performance criteria, these videos will earn your area either 5, 10, or 15 points. The flip cam challenge results will count for 30% of your total scores. And while trash talking may be encouraged, bad sportsmanship is not. So don't set up camp at one particular Dr. Q or kiosk. Now, the competition commissioners reserve the right to deduct points for any actions or behavior deemed unfitting of a MedImmune sales team member. Now, also, doping and juicing is prohibited, but performance-enhancing substances are allowed as long as that substance is an approved training material. Now, we'll be checking the standings periodically throughout the general session broadcast to see how you're doing. So I want to say good luck. And one final point of clarification, there was a typo in the teleprompter yesterday when Paul was announcing the prizes. So we have a minor correction. All the winners will actually be receiving an iPad. It's a new thing. Apple came out. It's a shirt, and don't worry, the iPad 5 is going to come out. You do have to keep duct tape over the pocket in order for it to work. So, no, I'm kidding. You guys are going to actually win iPads. That's pretty good. Yeah. And guess what? The Ultimate Breakthrough Challenge starts right now. You can start earning points as soon as you walk out the door. For this break, Q pods are located everywhere, and Dr. Q's will be in the Broadmoor and Colorado areas. So let the games begin. Your workshops will begin in 30 minutes from now. So enjoy the break. We'll see you in 30 minutes. Thank you. Mark, take us on out.